Welcome to the jungle. No, not the one with lions, the one filled with 2,000-word essays, caffeine-induced tremors, and the most dangerous predator of all, the misplaced punctuation mark. You're in college now. You think your ideas are the star of the show? Think again. In a university assignment, punctuation isn't just grammar. It's structure. Use it incorrectly, and your GPA can nosedive faster than a falcon hunting a field mouse. Every punctuation mark has a job. Let's track them down. Meet the period. In the UK, they call it a full stop, and honestly, that name makes perfect sense. It's the stop sign of the English language. It ends one complete thought so another one can begin. Then we have the comma. The comma is more like a yield sign. It tells the reader, pause, but keep going. But this is where learners often fall into the sentence fragment trap. Because I was tired. Stop right there. That's not a complete sentence. It's a cliffhanger. Why? Because the word because creates a cause and effect relationship. It introduces a reason, so the reader naturally expects a result. Because I was tired. Okay. And then what happened? That's why, because usually connects two parts of a complete idea. The fix. I didn't study because I was tired. Or. Because I was tired, I didn't study. Pro tip. When the because clause comes first, you usually need a comma to separate the background information from the main point. The comma acts like a transition ramp, it guides the reader smoothly into the core message. Now, if the comma is a yield sign, the semicolon is its older, cooler sibling. A semicolon connects two complete sentences that are closely related in meaning. Example. I love writing, it makes me feel like a wizard. Both sides can survive on their own as full sentences. The semicolon simply says, these ideas are separate, but they belong together. Here's the key difference, a comma usually needs a connecting word like and, but, or so. The semicolon? It works alone. Then there's the colon. Think of the colon as a drum roll. There is only one thing I need. Coffee. The colon announces that something important is coming next, an explanation, a list, a quote, or a conclusion. It basically tells the reader, pay attention. This next part matters. People confuse these two constantly. A hyphen is tiny. It's a matchmaker. It joins words together to create a single idea, like long-term, high-speed, and mother-in-law. But the dash, specifically the M dash, is pure drama. It often behaves like a colon or parentheses, but with more energy. Example, everything he owned. His car, his house, his pride. Was gone. The dash creates interruption. Sudden emphasis. A sharp turn in thought. It's basically the record scratch of punctuation. Let's round up the rest of the pack. Question mark, don't use it for indirect questions. I wonder if it will rain, is a statement. Will it rain? Is the actual question. Exclamation mark, use it like salt. A little works well, too much ruins the steak. In college essays? Keep it in your pocket. Quotation marks, these are fences. They keep someone else's words contained so you don't accidentally commit plagiarism. Apostrophe, the ghost of missing letters. It shows possession, John's cat, or contractions like, don't. But never use it for plurals. Apples for sale, makes English professors cry. Parentheses, the whisper. Use these for extra information that isn't essential to the survival of the sentence. Ellipsis, the fade out. In academic writing, the three dots usually show that part of a quotation has been intentionally omitted. Punctuation isn't just a bunch of rules. It's the map you give your reader so they don't get lost inside your brain. Use the wrong map, and suddenly your argument disappears into the D-desert. Master the marks. Rule the essay. Don't be a fragment.